Politics and things like that really
I'd have been either a cardinal or an ambassador by now.
I'd go for cardinal.
Yeah, they got great clothes, don't they? Great uniform. Those long red frocks were fabulous. And you get to be really mean if you're a cardinal.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have you suffered the wrath of that?
I'd be a really old-fashioned kind of cardinal.
I like this.
Except for the black Trans Am, I'd be a very old-fashioned kind of cardinal.
Is that what you drive?
No, that's what I would drive if I was a cardinal.
Well, naturally, you know.
Because they make more money than I do. I could afford to, like, learn to drive, buy a car.
You don't know how to drive?
Kill people. I do know how to do it, yeah. But I'm not so good that they give me a license or anything.
Gee, funny. They said that about me once, too, but I had to pay them to get my license. Yeah, well.
But I like to put a lot of stuff underneath, and that's quite unpopular these days, I think. People just want a song that goes, baby, boogie, baby.
Right. Okay, now we're going to be looking at your next video here called Dominion.
Yeah, the new one.
The new one.
Fabulous.
Why don't you want to come back to Britain?
Because it's fucked up. Britain just doesn't work anymore. I would change it by offering to be mayor, but at the moment I can't see anybody voting for me. Maybe in 10 years or so, when I look like a mature, responsible adult.
Sisters of Mercy happy to be headlining the Reading Festival?
Yeah, it's working.
What are you doing there?
Talking to Japanese people about my record. That's going to be very interesting.
How does it is it selling over there? I mean,
I don't think so. That's another reason it's going to be very interesting.
That's why we're going.
Were you pleased with how that leapt up the chart?
It was very gratifying. Yes.
How important is the charts to you?
Not very. But I mean, if you have chart success, I think it's worth enjoying it while it lasts. But I'm friends with almost everybody that was ever in the band, and most of the people that were in the band for quite a while. It's not really a history of conflict. We're just a little bit more open and honest about our internal conflicts, the internal conflicts that any band has. And because I'm not very good with the media, I'm not very good at answering the criticisms of me, or because I'm too busy doing something. And so certain rumours tend to gather strength just because I don't answer them.
No, the Stone Roses are, I think, fairly fabulous. The only good thing to come out of the whole Manchester scene.
Yeah.
Well, I think if people knew how I lived, they'd be very surprised. I mean, I live a very ascetic kind of life. I'm cheap. All I need is like 2 cigarettes and a view of the river, and I'm happy. You know, maybe somebody's cat to play with, and that's really it. You know. I don't sit in the darkened room all day, lighting candles and walking around and backwards.
Ultimately, if I have to choose between reaching more people or reaching a few people deeper, I will choose to reach a few people deeper every time.
And we're going to be playing Depeche Mode. Now these guys...
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, right.
Very cool, very groovy, very, very pervy. It's nice to see perverts on prime-time television. I really like to see perverts on prime-time television. These perverts write great tunes as well. This is fabulous.
I think
like how you deal with people properly, how you have a good time without doing too much damage to yourself, and preferably very little to those around you that you care about. How you do the most damage to people you don't like. Stuff like that.
I see. When do you think that a concert is really satisfying?
When I collapse at the end of it.
Also gut, ich gebe noch einen Hinweis. Der Name seiner Gruppe ist entlehnt einem Gedicht von Leonard Cohen. Huh? Oh, jetzt habt...
You'd actually like to live in a place like this?
I could live in this place, yeah. Hard to heat, but...
Yeah, very hard to heat.
Roomy.
We're shivering like mad here.
I like doing things the hard way. I really like doing things the hard way. It's the only way I know. I always seem to like head for the nearest spot of trouble.
Tour this summer in the States with the Gang of Four, Warrior Soul and Public Enemy, but you had to cancel the last few dates. What went wrong there?
Promoters told us we could turn up but wouldn't get paid. There was a lot of very misdirected and inadequate advertising going on. I think America still has a big problem with white crowds and black crowds in the same place at the same time. In addition to which, our record company is thoroughly useless and doesn't like black bands, so it's a bit of a problem. People keep asking us, well, what, did you lose your tour? You asked me this yesterday, did you lose your tour support? You know, we never had tour support to start with. We've never, ever had tour support from anybody for anywhere. So sometimes we do run into trouble.
I mean, you actually seem to thrive on the image of being, you know, doom and gloom.
No, I think that's appalling. I'd hate to think our records had that effect on people.
The song This Corrosion, what is it about? The words?
Falling apart and making a very loud noise. We had an awful lot of people on the record, made a very loud noise. Never had so many people on the record before.
Why?
I really don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time to have 40 people singing something at once. I've no idea why. We were thinking of playing an ABBA song originally, so we rang him up 2 years ago and he was busy, but he said, yeah, I can make a record as stupid as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Totally outrageous.
And you think it's a stupid record?
Yeah, every time you think to yourself, do we really want to go this far? You say to Jim, Jim, are you sure about this? And anybody else will go, don't do it. Jim goes, more people singing. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Get a life. Put too fine a point on it. I really hate playing live because it just terrifies me. I find it very embarrassing. I'm not very extrovert, basically.
What do you do against nervousness?
I smoke a lot.
You smoke a lot?
But mostly I shake.
You what? Oh. Ja. Also, was gegen Nervosität macht, habe ich...
They tried to call themselves Sister of Mercy, did they?
They did.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
And we work well together and are quite good for each other as far as that health situation.
Patricia stops me doing all those things that musicians like to do, which are very, very bad for you.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to say it very politely.
You might risk alienating a lot of people because of the image.
What if we were to wear white?
Which you have done in the video.
Yes.
Just to prove that we can alienate people in white as
yes.
well.
We're the same people, we're playing the same music, we're just in a little different color.